So that's the first synth, and we've got a bit of a thing going on here. So usually after that, I'll usually at this point I'll like go with the flow and see if anything comes out of it. Usually nothing does, but so let's make a bass. It's pretty much the same setup as this. Line mixer, Thor, soft tube warm up, except this time it's set to keep low, so you're not messing around with the bass frequencies too much. This is just warming up the. This is affecting the low mids upwards, which is what you want, or what I want even. Then you want a maximizer and a compressor, and just leave it like that. Anything else? No. Okay, so then I like to have my basses be a little plucky. So it's mono legato, and change the polyphony and the release polyphony down to 1 just to be on the safe side. Take this down like 1 octave. Basses, good basses for the oscillators would be you can have Sawtooth. You can have the Square. Currently, I'm actually quite a fan of the FM pair oscillator for basses, like set to like. Because well, when it's set like this, like down to octave 2, and then with FM amount 13, and then you leave the carrier and mod alone, it sounds a bit like a bass guitar, which I quite like. If you really want to, you can add a noise oscillator. Which sort of, I don't know, there's like a little something about that sounds right. And then I'll put a filter on there just to get rid of some of the high end from that. Can I bring that down anymore? It's just a subtle thing. I should probably go over like EQing. So synth 1 I want to be around like from like here, from like 320 hertz up to like 10k. There's one particular frequency band that I find quite undesirable, and that's this one between 51 kHz and 10 kHz. 5.1 kHz and 10 kHz. Usually it's around here, and it's like this really I don't know, like piercing thing. It'd be better if I if I increase the frequency and then turn this off. See what I mean? There's like that little horrible little tinny sound, and I usually like to boost just before it here. Yeah, and here, this area below like 160 hertz, obviously because this synthesizer has notes playing in this frequency band, I don't want to cut it out too much, but like the bass is going to be around here as well, so they might start clashing. But I mean, really, like, well, yeah, just in this area here, you don't want frequencies to be clashing, because then it sounds awful. Yeah, awful. That's my West Midlands accent there. Alright, and there's a little bass patterny thing there. Bit of swing. Well, there's no actual swing yet because there's it's all grid tight. Oh yeah, I want to bring the BPM up a bit. Sorry. Sorry, I just got a bit carried away there. I just noticed I'm clipping a bit there, so apologies for that if that sounds awful. I might just be naughty and put a limiter here, just to stop that from happening for now. I suppose now we should work on some drums, because that's probably the most interesting part. Like, it really isn't. So the drums have like there's two sides to it. There's the breakbeat. I forgot the name of. Okay, there's the breakbeat side, which is the loop, the drum loop. Let's use this one. Okay, so here we have breakbeat. So what I just did there was quantize it, just so that every transient is grid tight, which I like that. Some would say that kind of defeats the point of the breakbeat, because you want the drummer's rhythm in there. But like I just want the audio quality, honestly. I like the sound of the snare and bass drum and hi-hat in this. But what I don't like is this little bit here. So it's just soloing this. So I'm going to get rid of that by setting it to 16. So can you still hear it here? You can't really hear it here anymore, but I'm going to chop it out anyway just in case. So I want a new kick drum that lasts that long. So probably that. And then to add variation, I like to take out the first kick drum of the second time it loops around, and then replace it with like this bit here. And then down here, I want a kick drum right here. So I'm going to move that to here. You see that? I like that. And this is completely accidental, but you see that bass note there is aligned with that kick drum, so that's going to sound really nice when that hits together. So let's just hear what it sounds like now. Alright. Oh, whoops, I cut both of them as well to join those clips back together. Alright, so now I need to tune this down so that it sounds more in tune with the song. I think that's about right. It's kind of hard to tell because the snare drum kind of is all over the place in terms of pitch. So let's just do a little bit of light mixing here. That was very light. It's almost like I did nothing. Okay, so more about the break. So again, soft tube, drum kit tamer, and another thing I want on the break beat is a compressor, just to tame the sound out a bit. I think the thing about breakbeats that I love is that you've got all these crazy rhythms going on in the background. Like if you just listen to the hi-hats, like anything that isn't the snare drum and the kick drum, Like you've got that I think there's a shaker in there or a tambourine, and a hi-hat. And when you chop up breakbeats, it like adds more rhythm to the rhythm that's already there, which is something I really like. Okay, so there's another thing that I have to do now to the breakbeat, and that's cut out the low end and mess around with the EQ of the rest of it. There you go. So what I've done there is I've cut out that frequency that I was talking about, that really harsh noise-like tone that is in like every breakbeat. So here I've boosted some of the body from the is it the body? I'm gonna say it's the body. I'm probably wrong though. Some of the body from the snare, which is around here for this particular breakbeat. I've cut out some of the mids, just so that there's a bit more space between the snare drum and the kick drum, and then I've boosted the punchy bit of the kick drum and some of the snare drum because it's got the snare drum's quite a got a bit of low end to it. And then I've cut out all of the low end because the thing about breakbeats is that because of when they were recorded, they've got a lot of like noise floor, I think is the word, like bass end that just is kind of doing whatever it wants. Because obviously these are breakbeats that have been sliced from existing songs, so the low end, the high end and mid end to this breakbeat can be recontextualized and put anywhere you want really, but the low end only makes sense for the context that the break comes from, if that makes sense. So I cut the low end out and then layer in some synth drums to put it back in there, so that then it's more glued into the context of my song than the context of the song that it was originally from, if that makes sense. Which it probably doesn't. Now we add the other bit of the drums, which is a combinator. Yeah, whatever, let's call it druids. Another line mixer. This time we're adding a redrum. And then patching in, what do I want? I don't need any more snare, because that's got enough snare in there as it is. I want, for now, just a kick drum and a hi-hat. So, go in here. My favorite kick drum to layer it with is a 909. And then my favorite hi-hat is from the 808. Here she is. This is the best thing that you can do to a 909 kick drum, is to, once again, find that soft tube saturation knob, slap it in there as a mono signal, set it to keep low, and then pump the gain up. I just want you to hear. Let me just. You want to put the kick drum MIDI in where the kick drums are in this. So it goes doot dooch, doot doot ch duh. So. Okay. Okay, so we got that now. So now I want to reduce the length a little bit because it's a bit boomy. See? It's like magic. Okay. And then the hi-hat. Add a compressor in here, just so that when the kick drum hits, it's like squashing the hi-hat a bit, and also shaping the bass drum a little bit more. Yes. Oh, yep, I haven't saved. That's another thing. You should probably save all the time. Just call it whatever. So there's one other thing that you have to do to the drums, and that's to route these two, the break and the layer, to a new bus. Call that drums this time. And then in here, I want a compressor, just so that it glues all together. This is all really badly mixed right now, but like you get the general idea. So is there anything else? No, that's pretty much the that's the makeup of pretty much any song that I make. Covered the initial like making of the first synth, the interesting synth sound that evolves as I mess around with it, the bass that accompanies it. Messing around with the breakbeat, well, choosing and messing around with a breakbeat, and then layering that breakbeat with some synth drums. And yeah, that's the beginning of every song that I ever make. One thing I should say is that usually I'll slap a Scream 4 with the same setting that I had down here over the top of everything. Because for some reason this like stops everything from clipping. It's probably because it's got this compression thing and something about saturation, something science. But yeah, I think it sounds good. So yeah, there you have it. That's that's enough rambling there for for a bloody for a 10-second loop. That's enough rambling for today. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.